Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the GuideWell Insights Lounge. This is Kate Warnock coming to you from the second day of the Oliver Wyman Health Innovation Summit, and I have with us today Mr. Pat Geraghty. Pat, welcome to the interview.
Good morning, Kate. Good to be with you.
I'm happy to have you here. So Pat is the CEO and chairman of GuideWell. Pat, today you're speaking today about how to lead through disruptive times and lead a sustainable effort. What is it that you're going to be addressing the audience with?
Well, we're going to talk about innovation that we've created at GuideWell. First of all, we created the structure of GuideWell, which is a holding company that has Florida Blue, the insurance company, as one of its 4 companies, GuideWell Health, which is our direct delivery of healthcare, GuideWell Connect, which is our retail company, and GuideWell Source, which is our servicing of the traditional Medicare business for the government. So we created that structure, and then we're going to talk about the innovation we've created underneath the company.
Very good. So I know that another strategic approach for GuideWell is your collaborations. What strategic collaborations have you entered into that has helped us to participate and maybe even improve direct care delivery?
You know, we believe that the partnerships in healthcare are the things that will distinguish people. It's been too often that companies have relied on what they do themselves, and I think one of the distinguishing parts of GuideWell is the partnerships that we've created. One of the most recent ones is with Alignment Health. The company is really made up of people who were previously at CareMore, and they have a particular expertise in the Medicare marketplace. So partnered with Alignment Health, we're going all over the state of Florida and creating these arrangements to manage particularly the chronically ill Medicare patients. We think this is going to be a vast improvement to quality and efficiency of healthcare across our state. So that's one of the types of partnerships. Other partnerships are within our own state, and it really is about how we reach out to doctors and hospitals to create value-based arrangements, which really shifts the reimbursement model and also emphasizes quality and outcomes. And so those different innovations are dramatically changing the face of health and healthcare in the state of Florida.
Very good. Well, Pat, I know that another way that you're looking to innovate within the state is around telemedicine, but I know that legislation has to be in place to really allow customers to feel the full benefits of telemedicine. What is it that you think needs to be changed or should be addressed to make sure that more people can take this kind of delivery?
Well, the telemedicine area is interesting because some of it is the environment that exists, and some of it is protectionism that some stakeholders are trying to drive into the system. Believe it or not, there are those that would like to limit what you can do on reimbursement in telemedicine and actually make a telemedicine visit as expensive as an office visit. We absolutely fight for a free market principle here. If we innovate and create telemedicine in our market, it should drive down the cost of care. It's much less invasive, it's much less resource intensive, it's much more convenient to the member patient, and therefore we want to make sure the environment encourages the use of telemedicine. For us, the concern is if it's just happening in a fee-for-service world, it could open up all kinds of extra usage. What we'd love in the system is telemedicine replacing office visits wherever possible. And so inside of our owned physician models, we have an opportunity to pilot and understand how could telemedicine be used most effectively. And so we're looking at some of our own physician groups and looking at how to use telemedicine, learn the lessons, and then export it to our wider constituency.
So if that's looking forward, let's take a look back a little bit too at GuideWell's history. The insurance side of the business, Pat, has been a pioneer in retail health. There are 18 retail centers across the state of Florida. How do you see evolving retail health as we look forward to the future?
Yeah, so a comment on the context of where we are. I arrived in Florida 4 years ago. We had 4 retail centers. They were working well, but we hadn't decided to scale. So critical to me was that we would scale in time for the Affordable Care Act. So by the time the open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act took place, we had 18 centers, which literally put us within 20 minutes of 80% of our membership. That allowed for that touch with the customer, face to face. And that has dramatically changed our positioning in the marketplace. We had over 300,000 unique visits with customers in our retail centers last year. That has driven up our retention of membership. The trust quotient with our company and our members has dramatically gone up. And so as we look to evolve that, we want to see how do we use our retail centers to help our STARS scores on Medicare. So as we interact with members, we can learn more about their needs and how we can better serve their needs, how we can better understand what we can do to help their health and their health care. And so we'll use our retail centers to be more interactive as one element of retail health. But it goes beyond just the store. We see that healthcare is going to be much more about how do we make convenient care to the member, meaning you take out your smartphone, you plug in your device, you transmit your vitals across to a physician that you're looking at face to face, and that's much more of a retail interaction for the visit itself. So there are lots of things in this health and healthcare space, and we just will continue to evolve. How do we make health and healthcare as convenient and as available to the patient and member? The system has to be centered around the member, not centered around the delivery system.
Right. Well, Pat, I know too that one of the big initiatives in 2016 for GuideWell will be the opening of the GuideWell Innovation Center down in Lake Nona, Medical City, as it's being called. How is it that you think that the Innovation Center will be different from the other innovation centers that already exist?
Well, I think it's different because we have this unique opportunity in Lake Nona. Lake Nona was essentially a greenfield. So you had people coming together in a space that we could create in any way we wanted to. So the community was built around health and wellness in the first place. It's walkable, it's livable, it's wide paths, it's smart housing. It's got all kinds of organizations that are housed there with a real health and healthcare orientation. It's built with Cisco as the back engine for how we transmit data. Therefore, it's got the fastest data transmission in the world. So we're really talking about a community that's very thoughtful about what the infrastructure looks like, who the players are, and how they come together. So with Cisco, with J&J's Wellness and Prevention, with GE and their healthcare division, all being stakeholders in Lake Nona, we have the right combination of people. When you put that together with GuideWell and Florida Blue, you're talking about a nice constellation of healthcare stakeholders who want to move the dial for the future. So as we build that with academic partners like Harvard University, like the Cleveland Clinic and others who want to contribute content to what we're doing at Lake Nona, we think we've got this world of opportunity to shape policy issues and also to look at incubating new technologies in the health space. So we think there's just a wide open opportunity for us to really create the future of health, not just in Florida, not just in the United States, but really make it a global conversation around health and healthcare, because this issue is challenging every country in the world. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Davos in January to be part of the World Economic Forum to talk about what are we looking at in aging populations, what are we looking at in the obesity epidemic, how will we get ahead of this worldwide, because we're all struggling with this issue, and we think that can be something that we capture at the GuideWell Innovation Center in Lake Nona.
And I think that you're especially poised to speak to that because I know that Florida itself has been termed the tip of the spear, and that our demographics, our populations tend to reflect trends here first in that state that we then see nationally. So I think that you really are ahead of the curve and that we've already experienced, but the rest of the nation might just begin to see. We're already handling that now, aren't we?
No, you're absolutely right. If you take our diversity and the size of our population and the differences from one community to another, you don't have to be there long to know that Miami and Jacksonville are two very different places.
Right.
Orlando and Tampa are different places. And so we've got all these pilots, if you will, or incubators for how do we take on these issues. When we're doing stuff in South Florida, we've now created a partnership with Sanitas, which was a healthcare company in South America. And we've created medical clinics in South Florida with them. We believe it's the first time a U.S. company contracted with a non-U.S. company to deliver healthcare inside the country. So we're really pushing that innovation bubble, if you will, to do something specific for the population we're trying to serve. So we're going to learn lots of lessons doing this, and we hope to learn from everybody that we partner with, as well as maybe teach some people some things.
Well, you certainly seem to have lined up the right strategic partners, Pat, especially the ones that will have that global perspective. So we'll certainly have to catch up with you after Davos, that's for sure. But one last question
Sure.
for you. What can the industry expect to see from GuideWell in 2016?
Well, I think as we move forward, we're going to take what we've just started with Clinicitas, with our first medical clinic coming online. We'll have 3 clinics by the end of the year. Well, we've agreed with them to start to build more clinics. So we're going to be looking at locations in South Florida and Tampa at least, and we'll be seeing where else we might go with this innovation. So that's going to be a big effort of ours. So direct delivery of healthcare built around an insurance product we think has a tremendous amount of opportunity in the marketplace. We're going to do more things in the retail space where we're reaching out to customers, partnering with other plans around the country because we can bring our retail capability to help others, and we know we can scale that, which we have done well already. And then we'll learn. We're going to learn through our innovation center. We're going to learn from being at JP Morgan. We're going to learn being at Harvard. Harvard Business School now has a case study on our strategy. We're proud of that, but we also learn from that exchange. We go annually as they check in on our strategy as it evolves.
Keeps you honest.
Keeps us honest. It's a healthy dialogue.
That's right.
People at Harvard tend to be fairly bright, and so it makes for a good environment for us to be in, and we're just happy to be that integral to what's happening on the cutting edge of healthcare and health in our nation. And it's a very meaningful and important mission. And so we at GuideWell come to work every day with a lot of passion about being in this evolving dialogue around how do we improve health and healthcare. And so it's an exciting place to be.
Well, I think it's very obvious that you are so committed to the mission and vision of this company, and I think that we're very fortunate to have you as our Chief Executive Officer. So Pat, thank you for your time today. I know that you have to go head out and,
thank you, Kate.
And enjoy your speaking time with the Oliver Wyman Health Innovation Summit. We'll join you again soon.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you.